I'm not sure what happened there. It's like it was skipping. Did you listen to it? Yeah. Did you hear it, Pete?
Yeah, a little bit.
Skipping. How strange.
Just on the decks.
Change the needle on the record player.
It's like someone hurried it up so we could see our beautiful guest today, which is Xortrider. Hello, Rich. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
No problem, Paul. Thank you for having me.
I think I missed you last couple. I think you've come on times. Guests seem to do that. Come on when I'm off. I never get to see you.
Been trying to avoid
right, we've got loads coming up tonight. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, a little bit late. We were talking about something quite crude. Tonight we've got our 4 players, our top 5 G1.5 or European G1 or later G2 stuff. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be our top 5 later on. We've got loads of news. So we've got the announcement that there's a kind of listing for 2026 Studio Series. We'll go through that, have a look at the listing, as well as loads of other news as well. And the discussion is obviously it's got to be about the tariffs. So poor old Trump, he's going to put some tariffs on. How is it going to affect you? Not in terms of mortgage, but in terms of toys. Far more important than anything economical. Before we do any of that, though, we have to start off, as always, with the news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
I can't get over poor old Trump, followed by, we've got to do the news. Let's crack on. Joygasm. Yeah. All right, we'll start off with some TFN news. That's big TFN, main TFN in August. To everybody's surprise, Jim Sorensen will be there. It's a shock. I know we're all stunned, but Jim Sorensen will be there, bringing his own unique brand of knowledge of the Transformers, which actually is really good. So there's a load of stuff about the books he's written and all the rest of it on the screen, and he's a lovely bloke as well. There will also be the Transformers artist, and I always say his name wrong, Marcelo Materi. I may have said that wrong. But anyway, he will be there. He's a packaging art and comic creator, and he will be at TFN as well. You can see his list of credits there on the screen, and sponsored by Mapes Tech, putting IT together. There you go, Mapes Tech. Shout out to you as well, which is the Mapes brothers, who you may have heard of. Anybody shocked? Horrified?
I found out that my book I've got, my knowledge of Transformers isn't great, but the book I've got over there is by Jim Sorensen.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Transformers.
That is correct.
I would bring it. It's a really big book, isn't it? It's quite heavy. So it'd be great to have it signed. Not that up for the effort of taking a big book. So
I like the idea. He's got to leave room for the pot noodles.
Pop in. Yeah.
Yeah, pop up to my room.
If you're going part, if it's not too much trouble, the book's just a bit heavy. Or you could just make a lighter book. Easy.
Make it smaller, a pocket edition, perhaps. Anyway, let's crack on. This is the full listings for Age of the Prime second year, which came courtesy of JT Prime 17, who frequents TFW 2005. And you can see some pictures there to represent some of the bots that are listed. The JT Prime 17 leaks tend to be correct. So, shall we have a little look? Oops. That would be zooming out.
Be still my beating heart.
Right, you're going to get a Deluxe Quintus Prime, Deluxe Sure Shot. Yes.
Nice.
Deluxe Blast Off, because we're getting Combaticons again. Deluxe Quick Strike, who is the half Scorpion, half whatever the other thing is that he is. Oh god, a snake. It's like and also well, it doesn't matter. But we're getting a deluxe version of him, Beast Wars fans and all that. Deluxe Smokescreen. Not entirely sure which version of Smokescreen we're getting there because it doesn't really indicate. But
Do we need
Either.
another one? Yeah.
I
Always.
hope it's the Armada one, but I've got a feeling.
Yeah, it could be, but it doesn't say Armada, which makes me think probably not. Deluxe Power Glide, which a lot of people have been calling for a Deluxe Power Glide, seeing as we've got so many of the other mini bots at deluxe size. Deluxe Swerve, Deluxe Animated Ratchet for all the animated fans out there. Deluxe Prime Cliff Jumper. And we kind of had Prime Cliff Jumper.
Yeah, the 4-pack.
So we'll see if that's just the same thing, but just sold on its own. And then that takes us onto the Voyager. So there's Amalgamous Prime. So, of course, we know we're getting the Primes. There is Voyager Brawl. So Brawl is going to be a Voyager size, but it might be like the Constructicons, where he's only Voyager because of the stuff that comes with him, really.
I think he'll come with Briticus, he's done. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, probably. And there'll be something else in there that like you have to have in order to make the combined mode.
Maybe a maybe a little shockwave.
That might be quite cool.
Yeah,
quite cool.
Although if you've got the Combiner Wars one, I wonder if that one would still work. Anyway, animated Wreck-Gar.
One of the best toys in the animated line, so let's hope they do it justice.
Armada Sideways, and Voyager Nexus Prime, and then onto the leaders, we're getting Big Convoy. Leader Universe Razorclaw, which is the black and purple repaint, isn't it, of, I want to say Tigerhawk? Is that what he's called? I think from Beast Wars.
Yeah.
So we had the Tigerhawk, didn't we? We had the he's up there somewhere. We had that one. It's repainted. Yeah, Universe. That's right. The original repaint of it came out in Universe. Very well done, Gajira. And then we're also getting Commander Class Onslaught, because, you know, he's going to be a leader of the team, so he's got to be Commander Class. And Selects are doing G2 Swoop and Sludge as well. So, you know, get all the G2 bots.
Shelf warmer.
Shelf warmers. Power Glide looks really good though. We haven't had Power Glide since Combiner Wars, have we?
Nope.
Yeah.
The last one, which was a good version, but it was quite small. Wouldn't mind the size of the minicons, the size they do minicons now. I could see that being really good for.
There isn't many left, is there? There's a sea spray that they're probably
sea spray.
And there probably isn't many more. A tailgate, and I think that'll be it. But I think the 6 are doing a wing charger. Sorry if you get to it in a minute, but I think they are doing a wind charger.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because we also got the listings from the same source, JT Prime 17, and these are the Studio Series type listings. So there's some pictures there to give you some hints. And here we are. So once again, we'll do a little bit of zoomy, and we'll have a quick look. So we're getting Deluxe Development Bumblebee. So I'm guessing
A-level.
Bumblebee. Well, A-level is now supposed to mean isn't it supposed to be the importance of the character or something like that? It's like A-level is to denote that it's someone important.
Better than GCSE, not as good as a degree.
Somewhere in between. And then TF1 Orion packs, we're getting which one was Transform? Oh, it was the last night, wasn't it? Ugh. Anyway, we're getting the Barricade, which actually was a half decent design and the original toy.
Yeah, I don't want the Barricade.
You don't want it.
I don't mind the Barricade.
You don't mind it? I think you said you don't want it.
That and the Megatron design were probably only the two good things from that. Pretty horrible.
Yeah, I agree totally. Yeah. We're getting a Deluxe 86 Wind Charger. Because he did. Deluxe 86 Sunstreaker, who appeared multiple times. We're getting Kranix. Now, that'll be really interesting to see what his design is like and what he transforms into, because in the More Than Meets the Eye original kind of works, they did give him an alt mode, which was a weird-looking spaceship, which would fit right in with what Hasbro do with Cybertronium modes. Deluxe 86 Cliff Jumper. Will it just be the same Cliff Jumper we've already had? Probably. And we're also getting...
You know, the 86 Bumblebee, the Penny Racer. I reckon.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
There's a weird beeping noise. Anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Someone's calling me. 2 seconds.
I thought you were playing an old-style arcade game. Anyway, where were we? Playing Pong while we're doing this, because he loves the news. We're getting Studio Series Deluxe TF1 Thundercracker, TF1 Arachnid, and then that takes us on to the Voyagers, where we're getting Skywarp and Thundercracker from the 86 movie, which we're all assuming will be the like Earthrise ones that are so incredibly hard to pick up, except now they won't be, hopefully. So all you people who put them away to try and sell for a high price, I'd get them sold now. Good luck with that. Wait, was that everything? Did I miss something at the bottom there? Oh, Alpha Trion, sorry. Transformers 1, Alpha Prion, and Voyager 86 Shockwave. Will this be a new Shockwave mold? Will this be the same Shockwave mold we've already had a few times? Time will tell. A little bit of mystery for you there. Leaders, we're getting 86 Soundwave, 86 Astro Train, 86 Snarl. Surely just a package refresh. Anyway, TF5 Nemesis Prime, repaint. And then onto the Studio Series 86 30th anniversary capsule, we'll be getting an anniversary Deluxe Hound, Voyager Scourge, anniversary Hot Rod. Not sure. Maybe it'll be pink. Maybe that's all it'll be. They'll just change the colours to pink.
I reckon that one. Remember, there was the there was the one that was announced and it was cancelled in the same Velocitron.
Yeah, the Velocitron one.
It looks a little bit more toy accurate, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, that one, that rumored to be the Studio Series one. Anyway, we'll see, won't we, when it comes through? We will see. And also an anniversary leader Optimus Prime. So is that just the Studio Series 86 ones released again?
They'll have to do them as a box set, surely.
Somebody suggested, could that one be the leader Optimus Prime rather than Commander class, which is kind of what the original Studio Series one is. Could that be just the bot mode without the trailer? And then just with the extra bits like weapons.
Yeah, maybe.
We will see, I guess, eventually. And then that takes us on to more Optimus Prime news because, there's not enough Optimus Primes, is there? And this is Takara's masterpiece, Great MPG 17 Optimus Prime, which apparently in Japan is called Optimus Prime and not Convoy. Whether that's of any interest, whether it makes any difference, I don't know, but apparently it is. So, any thoughts on this? It is a masterpiece Optimus Prime, and it's been 2 minutes since we've had that.
But I don't know why it exists.
Excellent point.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a mismatch on it because it's got like the Bayverse swords like there. It's got the siege axe, and I like quite the design of it, but it's almost like Masterpiece went the ultra cartoon route. Now it seems to be the mainline's taken up that mantle a little bit, and now I think this is based off the Studio Ox design. I think, but it looks great. But do we really need the fourth Masterpiece Optimus Prime? I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, I read somebody had posted about it, and apparently it is the same size as MP44. It measures in at 9.5 inches, so it is Masterpiece scaled.
I like this.
It's not shrunk down.
Sorry, go on. No, go on. What you were saying is much more interesting. I was just going to talk about kibble. You can in a moment, definitely. But I was just going to say that, it's supposedly 24 centimeters, 9.5 inches tall. And I remember when everybody was having a meltdown because they were saying it was the death of Masterpiece Transformers from Takara because MPG was all going to be smaller. But this isn't. This is the same size as MP44. So
there's just no need for it, though, is it?
Oh, is there any need for any of it other than money?
If it's this year, I might have understood it. I'm sorry, for the 40th. I think I might have understood it better if it was out last year, but I can't understand why. Is it this year or next year?
Did it start a year later for Japan, though?
Well, maybe.
Japan, I didn't think had the Transformers from 1984. I know they had them before it was all rebranded and everything, but didn't it all start for them kind of a little bit later on? It might have nothing to do with it. Anyway, Paul, you were going to make a point about back kibble, I believe.
Oh, just that he's got much less back kibble than MP44. And there's the only thing from when I looked at MP44, there's that two styles, isn't there? You've got the Transformers 86 movie, and you've got the original G1 sort of look. It's kind of a cross between the two, but with more pointy ears. So for me, that it ticks all my boxes. And he has got a huge back kibble on the back, which MP44 has. I really wanted to get MP44, but just couldn't do it with all that kibble. It just didn't. Then I loved Earthrise Prime. It cleans up fairly well on the back, and I've ordered Studio Series Prime, so he should be with me in the next couple of days. But I'll probably get this because I think to me, he looks like the best version of Prime in both modes. You need 7 or 6, 8 primes, don't you? You can't just have 4 or 5. I've just seen how many I've got loads.
Yeah. Why? No.
What confused? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, like, the design aesthetic. I think you mentioned, Rich, that it might be based off a particular Optimus Prime design we've seen before. It just seems like a mix of several we've all had in recent years.
Yeah.
Like the Siege Axe is a weird. Was there a lot of people calling for that? Was that really popular in Japan? And like they were like, well, we got to give them that axe. That's what they're all asking for.
That's what people want.
Exactly. And a gun that can go on his shoulder. That's they're all screaming for
That's
that.
odd. That's really odd. Gun on the shoulder.
Just yeah. Anyway, so it's coming. Then we saw these grey model shots because it's I believe a T-Spark thing again, according to this. Or is this the T-Spark Optimus Prime? Is this a different thing? It was chucked in with the same description and everything, so I presume this is...
Head sculpt looks the same.
I think T-Spark is just on the screen. Yeah, it is the same thing. It is definitely. This is the actual grey model of it, so people have got quite excited about this as well, because it's like, it's not just a picture that could be knocked up on a computer. It's actually it. A bit of shoulder kibble there. Not much, but a little bit.
The engineering and the design is obviously improving all the time, and it is a good version, but I think as Rich said, why? When you've got so many figures they haven't done that could really benefit from the improvement in engineering, yet we still go back, and then the next one will be a Bumblebee probably. And it's like, we don't need it. But we don't need any of it, I know, before we start.
It is a bit weird. It is a bit strange, but I mean, it's not a bad thing, I suppose. You don't have to buy it, and for people who want it, great. It's got storage for all his weapons on his back and on the back of his truck mode, which we saw in one of the early photos. So won't lose all his stuff. That's great.
Needs storage for all the primes.
Anyway, there he is, and yeah, it's not bad. I'll say that it's not bad looking at all. I just don't. Yeah. I don't know. Do we need another Prime? Like, we've had so many recently. I'm just starting to get it. Like,
I would have been more interested if it was a decent tank Megatron in a similar style. I would have been more interested in that.
I think the price of it went up, and I'm sure I've seen it up for pre-order in some places for like 170, and in others for about 185 over here in the UK at least. So the pre-orders are up for him if you are after him. So go look wherever you get your pre-orders.
Fudge that.
Or not. Anyway, this is Transformers because it says it on the screen. So this is the latest reveal of the Transformers Zoids collaboration, or crossover, whatever you want to call it, which you shared, didn't you, Paul? So this is... I
did, yeah, Mellow Shade. This is like it might not be, because I don't like crossovers. I like just keep it to yourself and do the best you can, don't cross things over. But if you do like a crossover, this is Zoids crossover. I think Optimus Prime. We were just saying we haven't got enough primes, so this is another one. Transformers.
Thank God.
And is it a 3-way? Is it Transformers and Diaclone? Diaclone's always really Sammy and it needs another one, doesn't it? It needs Transformers, Zoids, Diaclone, and like Emmerdale, like a 4-way synergy of 4 different things. Don't stop at 3. Get Fisher Price involved. Do something with them as well.
Hey, Fisher Price is awesome. My first
Mellow Shade is quite infused. Good.
Excellent news, Mellow Shade.
I might pick this up.
I quite like the look of it. I hadn't seen it until just. It looks pretty good.
It comes with a little Diaclone type bike rider person, or is it Zoids? Whatever. It comes with it, so happy days. No idea on price or anything like that, but I'm sure somebody in the chat will know.
It's £24, Andy. £24.
I wish it was. I would buy it immediately.
£80 of tariffs, though, unfortunately.
Have you already got this? Or is this the new one? This is the X-yearly version, the 2025 Golden Lagoon Defense Blokees, which Jamie popped into the chat. And I wonder if this is related to the fact that there is, of course, the big... there it is. the big event at Battersea Transformers shop. They're having a Blokees weekend. There's a competition there. I think it's the fastest to build a Blokie. You win some kind of a prize. I know Toys R Us was live streaming from there earlier today. Nick loves Blokees. They're his favorite thing in the world. In fact, Nick said if you ever meet him at any kind of convention, please give him Blokees. He would adore that.
I saw Mick.
Poor Mick. Anyway, so Blokees. And then also, obviously, I thought these ones were already out.
Yeah.
That was all right. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But they will be available at Battersea as well, I believe, should you go there for a little shopping trip.
Should we say different regions had them at different times?
This is true. Some of us may have picked them up from another place. But all this is linked to the Battersea weekend and exclusive Blokees available only at Battersea Transformers Battersea. Why do I keep saying it the wrong way around? Golden Lagoon available for a 3-month exclusive period at Transformers Battersea, Galaxy version Series 6, and Megatron Action Edition 2, and Classic Class 16 Transformers 1 Starscream, and Bumblebee X Elite, but that's pre-order only. So you can, I think you can do it online now as well, can't you? I'm sure Transformers Battersea has a website now, so you can go online and order away. Although the last time I looked, they didn't actually have what I call proper Transformers on there, but they had Blokees. I'm sure they did. So do that after the show, should you wish. You don't have to. I'm just suggesting it. So don't come at me. Right. We should probably go on to some of the news as well. Before we do, though, we'll also mention that Jamie was down at Battersea today. He's not on, unfortunately, tonight on the show. He's doing other things and having a life away from the show. I know, what's that about? But he will be back, and I'm sure he will have a great rundown for us and everything that was going on and all the exciting stuff that he got to be part of, particularly one exciting thing, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm going to let him, big himself up and all the rest of it. You'll find out if you haven't already. Takara have released pictures of the Age of the Primes Trypticon. It's, as far as we know, exactly the same as the one we're getting.
Sexy.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I'll say it now. I'm more excited about this than the Haslab. I just look at this and I just think it looks friggin' awesome. The colours are amazing.
I haven't bitten on it yet.
It is. Yeah.
Really
I have to. Go on.
No, I'm tempted now. So there we go.
Buy it. I got an email from Hasbro Pulse telling me that the shipping date had been pushed forward. I can't remember when it was. It was like September or something, and they pushed it forward to June, like they do. So, it's coming sooner than expected.
It's a lot of money, though.
Name of your sex tape. Sorry, go on.
It's a lot of money for something I've already got, but it does look nice with the colours. That's the thing.
Just do what everybody else is doing and sell the other one. There's quite a lot being up for sale recently. It looks really nice. The colours are just mental.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't think otherwise, structurally, I think the hips are supposed to have been fixed. They mentioned that on the live stream. Other than that, it's basically the same toy, just in different colours. So get whichever one you prefer, I suppose. But there you go. Got his little headmaster, and is it Necro? And there he is driving his little buggy around town, as he is wont to do. Why not? Which takes us then on to something that isn't mainline news, because that was the last of the mainline news this week, which means we can do some third party.
Battle tank!
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe-to-toe with combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fun phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can mad out more for use mega force, but coming Optimus is still standing.
Indeed. Right. We love third party. Let's crack on, because I think there's quite a bit. Mod Fans Alliance and Zeta Toys EX09U, which is their Legend Scale Grand Maximus. So we've already seen this as Fort Max, and this has been available, Fort Max at least, has been available for a while. And this is the Grand Maximus version of it. Quite a good bot. Well, I think we know quite a few people who own this. Primetime Toys sell it, and they've sold quite a few. Anybody got this amongst the group? Anybody tempted to get it as a? It's more of a chug size, I suppose. Kind of like he's not
like things
size.
that look like. Just don't like things that look like Delta Magnus. They annoy me, and this is too close. It really frustrates me.
How
Other
did
things as well.
Magnus hurt you?
I don't know. I think
Show me on the
Magnus
Optus.
used to piss me off. I think when I saw Delta Magnus, I thought grow up, and yeah. I don't know.
Show me on one of the many Optimuses you must have. so many Optimuses. Well, anyway, I think it looks cool. And if you like that color scheme of good old Grand Max, then I would think, look at that sassy crotch thrusting type pose.
Huzzah!
I have had a bit of a mess around with the original one of this toy, this figure, and it is actually pretty cool. To be fair,
How
yeah.
tall is he?
You've seen this piece.
I feel like I have. Yeah,
it was when we all were having our get together for Mark's birthday. You also of course handled a Beast Wars toy that you were playing with and loving every moment of. Pete,
I'd had a beer. Yeah, absolutely.
Be a real shame if somebody had video footage of that, though, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's I can't remember how like it's about 7 inches, I think.
It's fine. You've ruined it for me now.
I'll tell you.
Ruined it for me now. I don't even.
Like I said, it's like if they did Fort Max and Scorponok at more of a chug scale, like the leader type scale.
7-8 inches. Yeah, it's got to be like 7-8 inches.
It's decent anyway. Dan Vestator, if you're in the chat, mate, then Dan. Anyway, if you're in the chat, Dan, let us know how tall he is, please. You're the original Fort Max one. Anyway, he's there. He looks good. And I'm sure he will be available from all good stockists, but particularly Primetime Toys. Right, moving on. Britformers. So, Nathan Webb, who is the genius behind Britformers, is going to be at TFUKCon, I believe. I'm hoping I'm right on that one. If not, he's certainly affiliated with it, and he's doing a Kickstarter for Britformers, which is his latest project, target to 2026. I know Bisto, I'm sure Bisto's backed this. I'm trying to remember how he described it to me. It's basically Transformers adjacent and Transformers inspired, and it's an original comic book story. I think they've already met their target for it to actually be published, but now people are still backing it. Hopefully, lots of people get behind it. There is a link. I should have sent the link to you, Paul, so you could put it in the show description if people want to go to the Kickstarter. Remind me after the show as well, and I'll chuck it. I'm sure it's been up in our Transformers the Show Facebook group anyway, but I will pop it in there. It just looks really interesting. If you like your not transforming robots and don't necessarily have to be, strictly speaking, the original Transformers, then it looks like it could be great fun. So I would suggest you go and have a look at that as soon as is possible. And Nathan seems like a nice bloke as well. So I hope he is at TFU. I don't know where I got that. He is, isn't he? Yeah. It says. Yeah. I knew I got that right. But, I'm old, so I forget things. But yeah, I want to speak to him so he can explain to me what this is about.
It's cool.
This particular picture. It's very cool, but I'm so confused as to why there's that person dressed like that. But he will explain it for us, I am sure, at TFUKCon. So yes, check it out. Go to the Kickstarter. You can search up Britformers, and I'm sure the Kickstarter will come up from that. And it does look cool. So please do that when you have the chance. Oh yeah, we're on to this. So you'll all remember that it's been a long time since we've had any Constructicons. Yeah, rarely ever get them, really. Probably, nowhere near as much as we should. Here's Ocular Max PS27 Deletus, their masterpiece scale scrapper. It's a sample, so the colours might not be final. I always love it when they put that. I mean, he's going to be green and purple. Let's be honest. But whether it's that green and that purple. He could be yellow, actually. He could be a different colour, couldn't he? Because anyway. The credit for these photos goes to a Weibo user whose name is literally all written in whatever the Chinese language is, so I can't tell you what it's called, but thank you to that person for these photos. Any particular thoughts on this version of Scrapper? I mean, it looks decent.
Yeah. I've gone in Fans Toys, but there's definitely plenty of Constructicon choice.
Hang on, what? There's more than one company doing the Constructicons.
I know.
That is brand new information. That is shocking news. I think this is a decent looking Scrapper. I probably want to see more of a finalized version of it, really.
Yeah.
But it looks
Kind
pretty
of
good.
there and thereabouts, won't it? Yeah. They're not going to change it massively whilst they're saying it's not final. It's Scrapper, isn't it?
It's the
Comes
one
out
where the combined parts are integrated into it. Is this the?
Well, I'm assuming so, because that's what Ocular Max have been doing, isn't it? They've been actually finding a way to integrate all this stuff into the actual bots. So I'm assuming they've done so with the Constructicons. But yeah, we shall see. Somebody in the chat might have a little bit more info on that, as they often do. So please feel free to let us know if that's the case. I think it's a good-looking Scrapper, but then I'm biased because Scrapper's my favorite Constructicon. So it's hard to do wrong, in my opinion. Let's go on to a bit of another combiner. Now, these are repaint re-releases, I think. Pretty sure they're reissues. DX9 Toys, D14B, Capone, their masterpiece scale, G2, see, on point, Motormaster, courtesy of Weibo user Suzaku68. Are they not getting sued? Like, a serious question. They've literally written Motormaster on the side. Is that no? We're all right. Everybody all right? Fair enough, Hasbro.
DGAF.
Yeah, they can start writing Hasbro on their packaging soon.
See how far you can push it. Anyway, so here you go. I'm sure certainly the other Limbots I saw, they all said reissue, and they are in this as well because like the colors are just great. But yeah, you'll be able to get it again if you missed it. DX9 doing a decent Motormaster.
I was a bit gutted. I missed the original, like the original colours kind of thing, because I think they did quite.
Look at the
job.
G2. Relive the early '90s when taste didn't really exist.
I mean,
not keen?
No. I'm already wearing a shell suit.
Oh, shell suits. God, those things were flammable. Anyway, here he is. I like the truck mode. I think it looks good. It's just, I'd probably like you. I'd prefer the original colours, but yeah, it still looks decent.
They do pop, though, don't they?
Yeah, and I'm guessing the trailer is extra long because parts for the combined mode and everything. Cough, cough. And then here is their version of Wild Rider, G2 Wild Rider, which is called Henry, obviously. I like the little quotes at the bottom, though. What do you mean, funny? Funny? How am I funny? Yeah, we're going that way. We're going Goodfellas style. Again, Weibo uses 68.
Gav's doing DX9's. Gav's doing DX9's marketing.
Is he?
Going, all right, fellas. Look, if you put a space between the two words, we'll be fine. Trust me.
Get sued. Anyway, there he is. Anybody interested in these whatsoever? See, we're not. Well, some of us dabble in third party, but not everybody. Would you buy this, Rich?
Probably not. No, I mean it's cool that it's G2 because I love G2, right? But like, the only real masterpiece ones I tend to go for are from the '86 movie. No, I haven't really got space for anything else.
Paul, but, you enjoy a bit of the Stunticons, don't you?
I don't really like anything G2 like this. It just doesn't, especially masterpiece. Oh,
you must have loved the ball play.
yeah. Ball play is going to be wicked. Everyone fucking hates it.
I hate G2 and everybody who likes it. Anyway, there's
G2,
more,
isn't he?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Well, depending on which Megatron you mean. G2 Megatron is definitely G2. We'll carry on. There is some more of that coming up later. More of those Stunticons. But we will go to Lewin Resources. the Metroplex gun kit by Jimmy Hauser. You can see his
Jimmy.
Well, I don't know what that Facebook is, but anyway, that's the guns, isn't it? They look big.
Mental, isn't it?
They look like really stupidly big, and
like a real gun.
yeah. I mean, you could beat someone to death with that. That is ridiculous sized toy weaponry. I realise the figure is ridiculous sized in itself, but my God. And those are the shoulder cannons, aren't they? Jesus. Oh, just imagine if they were die cast. Have to lug those things around. The shipping alone would bankrupt you. Yeah. I mean, anybody in the chat bought the Lewin Resources Metroplex? Let us know. Will you be picking this up? Is this something you just get anyway? I'm guessing not. But surely he came with his own weaponry, though. Like, you pay that much. It must have come with its own bits. This is like a kit, add-on kit, isn't it? Anyway, we'll find out. I mean, I probably don't care. But we'll find out anyway, because it's the news, and we're good like that. And then, for reasons I still haven't really fathomed, I chucked in the Transformers... Takara Tomy Transformers Masterpiece Shattered Glass Optimus Prime in the relatively new one. And I stuck it in third party. I think at the time I was harking back to the days when the third party section was Masterpiece and third party. I was just like half asleep and just clicking away. La, la, la,
4 years ago.
La, la. You know, like the cat in the... But yeah. Anyway, so easier anyway. It should have been in the other one, but easier. It pads it out because, you know, for the third party people. It looks very nice though. Very shiny. Very purple. In fact, the wife, she saw one of these at Kapow, the old version. I think it was the Masterpiece version.
The MP10 one.
Yeah. And she really liked it. I think it was a knockoff. That's right. It was in a box of odds and sods at Kapow, and it was a knockoff version of that. And she really liked the colours, but it was a bit beaten up. And yeah, weren't going to buy that. But now I can justify, if I want to buy this, buying it for her. Because I pay attention to the things she likes.
Our collection.
Yeah, that only I may touch. Anyway, it comes with the usual beaten up face and everything. There he is.
No.
They're very good photos, which came from Weibo user. Well, you can see on the screen, it's Uranus, or Uranus, or whatever you want to call it. And his Secret Toys Garden. Yeah. Anybody getting this?
Nope.
Fantastic. If you get buying it in the chat, let us know so the boys can explain to you why you shouldn't. You know, ruining other people's funds since 2020.
We don't make the rules, we just enforce them.
No, wait, we do make the rules.
Yeah, agreed.
Anyway, there he is. Oh yeah, we're back to it. Here we are. This is Kukinski, which is their G2 Dead End from DX9 Toys. This again is a reissue, but if you missed it the first time, you want to get it, it's going to be available.
You know what looks odd with these, and the pennies just dropped in the card mounts. A lot of them have a massive Decepticon logo, like when they're on the G2 figures, and it's missing.
Yeah, of course, because they can't use the logo, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you get anything with it sticker-wise that you could label it up. But then you want the actual badge, don't you? You don't want something similar. Anyway, there you go. Again, photos from Suzaku68, who must have all these things. Mild crotch thrust there, only mild, keeping it PG. And there he is, walking and shooting as we do. And we'll go straight on to the next one, which I actually do like the look of because it's Breakdown and he's my favorite. So this is Montana, their Masterpiece Scale G2 Breakdown. Again, a reissue. Again, photos by Suzaku68. And I really, really like the car mode. And I like the colours. So nobody's allowed to slag it off.
Here's the, I'm going to find the camera. That's the recent Breakdown. You see where how the logo is put on the bottom.
Yes, yeah.
It does look like it's missing it. I mean, it looks.
Come on, DX9. I'm thinking your minerals.
Spells out.
Slightly bigger crotch thrust there on Breakdown because he's got the attitude in his packet. And, of course, superhero pose. Fantastico. Even though he's bad.
This Breakdown really cheap when it come out because I'm sure I had it at one point.
I've no idea. I've no idea of a price on these. Somebody in the chat, let us know how much were we going to be looking at to pick up on these. I might actually just pick up this one
when it came out.
That sounds right, but again, somebody confirm. Moth, where are you when I need you? Somebody in the chat will know. Somebody in the chat will be able to point us in the right direction. Gav B, you know all this kind of stuff. How much do you think we'd do? I'd buy just that one. Genuinely, I would buy just that one because I like the colours, I like the design, but I wouldn't buy this. This is Dragstrip, obviously. This is have they actually called it? Oh, they've just called it Dragstrip. I'm just so shocked they used the actual name. There you go. DX9 Toys Dragstrip. Screw you, Hasbro. We're just calling it. Apparently, that's the attitude they're going with. Again, a reissue. I looked at this, and the first thing I thought of was, is it X-Transbots did this? Did X-Transbots do
Yes.
Somebody in the chat tell me? Because I remember, was it Ian had it, and it broke, or it was, I think for several people, it broke, like the moment you tried to transform the damn thing. And yeah, just seeing that. Hello to X-Transbots. We're big fans.
Yeah. Please don't sponsor us.
I'm pretty sure last week we slagged off X-Transbots transformations.
Yeah, great.
The robots look great. Vehicle modes look great. Everything that comes in between is hell.
Yeah.
There you go. And the classic Formula One racing car from like late 70s, early 80s, whenever it was, when they, for some reason, gave him 6 wheels. So there he is, again, being reissued. And how much more do we have? Oh, I think we're nearly done. So this is Star Toys' sample comparison of their tracks with Takara Tomi's Masterpiece tracks. So Takara on the left, Star Toys tracks on the right.
Further left.
Yeah, so do I. I'm sure it's not a finished version, but the fact that where the Autobot badge should be is grey. Surely that's going to be painted, like when it's done. There's the car modes. I mean, I don't see a lot of difference, quite honestly.
No.
Other than the official one having the proper badges.
No, they've made the car mode, haven't they?
Yeah,
Bot mode's just a little bit weaker than Takara.
And
which
then,
is,
of course, third mode.
Their Blitzwing is exceptional. I've got their Blitzwing, but the bot mode is it going to be good enough to replace the Takara one? That's the question.
That is definitely the question. What will the answer be? No idea. I don't buy this crap. But you may, so you can let us know which you prefer when you buy them. I still think the Takara one looks better personally, but you may disagree, and that's allowed this week. Right, and that's it. That's all the third-party news. We are done and dusted with the news.
Cool.
Can I very quickly just do news on the fundraising? Very quickly. Absolute scenes this week. We have achieved our goal thanks to you bloody wonderful, generous people.
Amazing.
We thought it was going to be a little bit ambitious, but it turned out with the support of you wonderful people, we've absolutely nailed it. So now, how big can we go?
How big is too big?
Name of your
so shut up. Thank you again for everybody that's donated or shared or liked any posts or any supportive messages or anything. We're on this journey together, even though I seem to be the only one running in training or running a half marathon. But thank you again. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. And please, if you haven't sponsored or donated yet, or you still, perhaps want to get some merchandise, we're starting to put details of the next wave of merchandise that is able to be purchased in time for TFUKCon. All of those profits, 100% of those profits go into this pot, and let's give Mary's Meals and Toy Foo as much as possible, because the more money we raise, the more kids we feed, and that's what it's all about. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the support we've received.
Pete, thank you. That's amazing that you've done that. Well, you haven't done it yet, but it's amazing that you're going to do that, and you've raised so much, like over $1,000. And I know, like, Toy Foo are amazing, and they always publish how much they make. But obviously, they have to buy the toys in, and lots of people give them stuff as well. I know, but obviously, the figures, that is just over $1,000 of pure profit going to Toy Foo. Well, going to Mary's Mills, which is amazing. And this is the stuff I like. Gojira Prime. Next level stuff. Can we double that? Can you do it in a cheetah costume? What else can we do to Pete? How much more money can we make him raise?
Do you know what the best
really
thing is? If he can't run, Paul, if he can't run, that means me, you, and Jamie will have to stand in and run it for him. But we can do it a third of it each instead of the whole thing. So it works out nicely for us.
As long as I can
walking,
drive.
Obviously. I'll be on a bike, pedaling.
No.
If we, I'll say it now. I'll say it now. If we get up to $2,500, I'll do it in a cheetah costume.
No.
Somebody else has to provide.
I'll do it eating Cheetos. Yeah, I'll do it eating Cheetos.
That's not a good idea.
No.
The thirst will be real.
I was going to buy Cat Slayer. I was going to buy Cat Slayer, but this feels like it's a better payoff. Yeah, absolutely right. Well done. Yeah, Ed saying hero. Dave can jog for a little bit, just a little jog. All right, Pete, I am humbled to call you a friend, because that is absolutely amazing. Well done, mate.
No, just thank you everybody else that's donated and truly touched, and not in a weird Jimmy Savile way. Yeah.
Take it back to the Jimmy. Well, let's do some pickups then.
We now return to the Transformers.
I missed last week, so do you mind if I kick off first? I've got all my fucking Transformers to go from TFNation, Transformers the Nation. I'm not going to do all of them. just the best ones, just the top. So yeah, some really. I feel a bit like reinvigorated with Transformers recently. Like, I've always loved Transformers. There's always been Star Trek and Transformers are the two core bits of my geeky life. They never go low or go away. They're always there, but sometimes you go through phases, don't you? Just recently, I feel like my Transformers phase is sort of, oh, sorry, you're not me.
Hello again, Pete.
All right, Pete, you've only done $1,000. It's fine. Right, I've raised no money, but I did give Pete some money. So what did I pick up? So well, first of all, can you just say hello to a rather sexy lady? This is Sandra. This was a gift from Bisto. So thank you, Richard, for that. It is amazing. It is a giraffe that transforms into a box. And I'm being able to keep my hands off her since I picked her up. So that was a gift, so thank you so much for that. I did pick up these guys. So first of all, I picked up Trypticon, but it's not actually Trypticon. He's called Gigasaurus. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's the wrong one. So I went back to Prime Times Toys. Got the right one, which is Trypticon. So I got him finally. And these are the Doctor Wu ones. And the other one I got was Metroplex. And they're just so cool, so tiny. We'll show you how they scale with a Blokees. They're just a little bit smaller than Blokees. So you can kind of put them into your collection. No one would notice. They're about 10 times more expensive than Blokees as well. Got Gears as well from who did I get from?
Smith. Or was that at the convention?
This was at the convention. It was I forgot. So it doesn't matter anyway. It's irrelevant. You can't go there and buy it. I got him.
It's irrelevant.
He's all right. I think he's all right. Toy of the year. People are calling him. He's all right.
Fucking exceptional.
He's all right. He does nothing amazing.
Do you know
does
what?
everything okay?
Solid 6.
5 out of 10.
Solid 6.
5 out of 10. He'll be my top Transformer 2025 next week. which he can be because he's being reissued with the back cover. I've got Huffer. You need to pick up a good Huffer. Combiner Wars Huffer. I always had Pipes. I never had the Huffer version, so it's just nice having that orange. Got these guys. It's one called Punch. They're the Decepticons.
Direct Hit and Power Punch, I think they're called.
Power Punch, that's it, yeah. So, second time I bought these. So I bought these about 3 or 4 years ago at TFN. I literally came down, sat there. This is a testament to how many Transformers I don't buy. I put them on the table, and RJ looked at them 2 minutes later and went, someone's left their Transformers here, and put them in his bag, and then accidentally took them home. So I never got them. So I've got them now. RJ obviously didn't think they were my Transformers because I wouldn't have Transformers. I do now. I've got loads. I got Scourge, Generation Scourge from Rohan. Never had him before. He turns into the coolest alt mode. I'll do a transformation later and show you how cool his alt mode is, because everyone should pick this guy up for probably the single thing that turns me on the most is when you can hide your gun in its alt mode. This does it in the best way I've ever seen. So we'll look at him later. That was it for the pickups for Minicon. There were others, but they were the main ones. Jetfire. So this is a KO of the new age Jetfire. Again, he's probably my favourite pickup, along with the 2 train bots, the Legend train bots. £23, I think he was, from AliExpress. I don't know if he's oversized. I haven't got the original one. He feels a little bit bigger. He's a chunky boy. If I get Earthrise Prime, you can see he's about the same size as Earthrise, but probably a little bit bigger.
Wow.
So I've transformed him about 4 times. It's a really nice transformation. It's a beautiful jet mode. It comes with loads of cool accessories. It even comes with his own display stand. Don't understand why he's so cheap. I'm guessing sweatshops. I'm trying not to think about it too much. There'll be something along with that. I thought, get him in before the tariffs go up. Get yourself a cheap Jetfire. Paul's tip of the day there. Another one from AliExpress is a KO of Prowl. Again, this was £20. I don't understand why they could do this so cheap. It's just a really good Prowl. Like, if you want a really good Prowl for £20, this is worth getting from AliExpress. That, I think, is it for my pickups. But yeah, the other thing is that finish my games room is probably not going to be able to go too far. Because obviously there.
Wow.
There's 8-Face. So Alex Milne drew that. His commission quite a few years ago. Picked it up at TFN a while back. Got the first issue of Lost Light, Starships, Paco Bell computer stations for doing my repairs. There's Penguin Prime, it's my eye. Got the kids' TVs in the background with their Xboxes, so all 3 of us can play Minecraft and Fortnite together. Starship cards down there. You can kind of see down there some DVDs and Xbox games. Then if we turn around, this is the sad bit about doing Transformers show. All my Transformers, I face the whole time. I'm doing Transformers the show now. There, you can see loads of Blokees. Blokees all the way to the roof. Plus some of my sort of favourite. What's that? Pink Blokees. Where's yours? Fans Toys. MP. Which is, like you were saying, Rich, like my favourite. My only real MP ones I really like collecting the 86 movies, but I do a few other bits as well. And just randoms there. Then over there you can see the Blood Angels Joy Toy Army, plus Starships, all the Federation Starships from the Eagle Moss collection. And then right at the top is just some absolute random stuff. So you can see Sephiroth there, Captain Planet should be able to see, the Hornby Intercity 125. We've got He-Man, Raphael, the best turtle. Bucky O'Hare, Monsters in My Pocket, and some Pogs. There's Pogs up there, I promise. That's it for my pickups. Pete, would you like to go next?
Yes, I got 3 things this week. One was the Toon Merman from Masters of the Universe Origins. It's quite cool. I like his eyes. Always surprised. He's It's quite cool. And 2 Transformers, believe it or not. One was Magic Square Onslaught, so that's 3 of the Combaticons now.
Nice.
I'm quite.
What do you think of
quite,
him?
I love him.
Yeah, he
I
looks
love him.
good.
Very, very toon accurate. Like the other 2, Brawl and Swindle that I've got. Yeah, I'm very
The
excited.
only thing that's stopping me from picking up them at the moment is the fact that the Bruticus doesn't look toon; it's more toy. That's the only thing, because Bruticus is my favourite combiner. So I think they look absolutely amazing, but I just wish they had the toon chest.
Yeah. So they are bringing out an add-on kit.
Are they?
Yeah, that makes it a little bit more toon accurate.
You've just made me spend another
they haven't
$300.
And do you know what? Magic Square obviously known for their legend stuff, but their first real foray into masterpiece scale, they're wicked. They're just like big versions of their legend stuff. I absolutely love it. So Onslaught, and I picked up their Fans Toys Scavenger as well.
Does that have the arm in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So watching Arrowfire, friend of the show, Ian's video, it dawned on me how big it was, because the arm looks, when it's in arm mode, it looks massive. And now I'm thinking, probably should have gone down the X-Transports route. However, I've committed now, so we're in. A worst case scenario, I'll move.
At least they're cheap.
Which I'm gonna have to. But yeah, exceptional. Very, again, I like the toon accuracy of it, and for me, I think the colours pop, and I like the, without being disparaging, I like the plainness of them. I think they're quite cool. So yeah, just those 3 pickups from me this week.
Corking pickups. Would our guests would you like to go next?
Oh, you'll go next, yeah. So I picked up a fair few things over the last week or so. Mainly mainline stuff. Actually, I think it's all mainline stuff. But I picked up Solus Prime, which is quite nice. Alt mode feels a little bit half finished at the back. I kind of wish the design was more like was it Prime Solus Prime? Forge of whatever it is, the hammer thing.
Forge Solus Prime, I think.
Yeah, that's the one. But she's all right. Does fall apart a bit when you transform her, though, but I don't have to because I've got fat fingers or what. But there we go. Picked up her. Air Raid and Slingshot. They're pretty cool. I was a little bit underwhelmed. I've just lost one of his guns. There we go. I was a little bit underwhelmed when they arrived because I thought, they just look like Combiner Wars. But then when I looked at the Combiner Wars, they look a lot better than Combiner Wars. So they are just, when you transform them, they feel exactly the same as Combiner Wars, even the legs. But they do look a lot better. So they are probably the best mainline version of the Aerobots we've had. I had Sentinel arrive today because I do love Transformers 1, so I haven't opened that yet, but looking forward to having it. Very small though for a Voyager, but I know it does a lot. It's got like 3 molds. Then got the Fallen, Megatronus, really nice. The best Megatron we've never got, to be completely honest with you. I really hope, and I know Hasbro have said that they're not going to retool this into the 86 Megs, but I hope it becomes a Megs at one point, because I think it could be awesome. And I love what these blast effects are so awesome. Then I think it was yesterday or the day before, I went to Smith's and I picked up G2 Grimlock. The 4th time I've bought this mold, but I've kind of come to peace with the fact that I actually like repaint, so it's not going to matter.
You bought it for Wheelie and you know it, Rich.
Well, I love this Wheelie because it's the Wild Boy one, isn't it? From that really old book, and it was on the book side as a kid.
Yeah.
I thought that's really cool. And actually, you know what? I love the original Studio Series version, but this is like, I remember going and buying G2 Grimlock, so I love it. I think it's great. It's probably my favourite one out of all of them, even though the Fallen is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Cool, Andy.
Yep. Oh shit! Yeah, sorry.
You've got 2 more weeks to say the Carabao
I had a
Cup.
moment.
So 2 more weeks of Carabao Cup. You can say.
What's that about the Carabao Cup?
You can just mention it for 2 more weeks.
Oh yeah, we won it. I remember now. Hang on. Oh no, I'll do that in a second. Right, toys. Pre-orders arrived. Solus. I won't talk about them much because Rich has just done a very good job.
All right.
Air Raid. I think it's fine, Rich. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The idiot that is Slingshot. Sorry, but I can't stand. I've never liked him. I actually even felt bad about even buying a toy of him. I always find him annoying in the cartoon. He was like the most annoying of the aerial bots. What a villain. Anyway, and this absolute beast again, Megatronus. Just what a figure this is. This is already in my possibles for toy of the year. Like I can't think of a figure being better than this that I enjoy more than this.
Whoa.
He's just an absolute beast, and I love the fact that like the weapons, you've got so many options with the weapons. You can do so many things. You can have a spear, you can have it just as a sword, you can attach stuff to his back, you can have the flames on or off. It's totally up to you. The cannon, I put the little barrel thing on the end of the cannon because I just like the look of that, but you don't have to have it like that. It's friggin' ace. And one of the things I'd say about it is when I was a kid, I used to try and draw Transformers. I wasn't much of an artist, but I used to try and draw Transformers. This looks like how I wished I'd drawn Transformers when I was a kid. This is like what 10-year-old me would have wanted a badass Decepticon. Well, is he a Decepticon? Yeah, he is really. To look like. And like you said, Rich, if this isn't somehow remolded into Studio Series 86 Megatron, because we know he's going to be a tank. We already know he's going to be a tank when he comes out. I would be very surprised because this thing is just like on my copy. I know 1 or 2 people have mentioned slightly loose joints on some of theirs. Mine doesn't have any of that. It's
Mine's fine.
Absolutely mint. And I just, I will say it now. I cannot recommend this figure enough. It's got the heft you'd expect for a leader price toy, and I do not feel for one moment that I paid more than I should have for him. He almost feels like a bargain. He's that good. So if you haven't got one, you're planning to get one, do it because absolutely awesome. And then the only other thing I'll mention quickly from Minicon, this is our Decepticon themed Transformers the Show Top, which I received from the lovely Pete and Emma when I arrived. I forgot to mention this last week, I think. And finally, for the discerning Decepticon, something that has our show logo on, and I think we'll all agree, far superior to the typical Autobot version. Far superior. And the other thing I got was because I attended Newcastle's Carabao Cup League Cup win parade. I got from my wife. Can I get it down with that? You ever do that thing where you hang all the stuff in one place and then you can't get it down? Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? No, I can't. It'll bring everything down. I got a Carabao Cups winners shirt thing that she bought for me so that I can wear it once, which I did at the weekend, and then it'll go away forever to appreciate in value, as we probably won't win anything else for another 70 years. And that's Is that everything? I think that's everything. I did also get a Primetime Toys t-shirt, because Primetime Toys got a new t-shirt designed by the wonderful Lucan of Lucan's Tees, which got lots of compliments at the Minicon. And if you haven't seen it, Moff asked me to do a little video about Minicon on Primetime Toys channel, and we're both wearing ours, or at least I'm wearing mine on the video. I think he's wearing his as well. And that design, which is really cool, it's of the Omega Prime thing, the RID. Trust me, if you've seen it, it's great. That's going to be available without the Primetime Toys bit at the top at TFN, the big TFN. So
big TFN.
The big one.
If you liked it, if you saw it at Minicon and you thought that's a cool design, you will be able to buy one without Primetime Toys on it at the Minicon. If you want one with Primetime Toys on it, you'd have to speak to Moff. I just turn up, mate. I just turn up and do the work. That's it. That's everything. I think.
Cool. Let's do some foreplay.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Sorry, fucking idiots. 4 players are top 5 G1.5 or European G2. Do you say G1?
So late
go on.
G1, European late G1, which we often refer to as G1.5, but apparently we shouldn't, according to Transformers experts who actually know what they're talking about. And then early G2. It's Rich. It was your suggestion, wasn't it, to dabble in something that isn't just your plain obvious G1 stuff that we tend to do because we don't really follow anything else than G1. But anyway,
Yeah.
And when I say we, I mean the other lot. Anyway, here we go. Oh, what's Paul typing in?
It's my password. Can you all not look? Turn away. everyone.
Bangkok. Anyway. It was an accident. I only watched it for 15 minutes.
Wi-Fi history come up.
Oh no! We've been here before. That's a very good question, Guzzy. I'd say yes. I don't think Iron Fist was released in the US.
I've left mine in the other room. 2 seconds. I'm going to get it.
He was part of like the same like wave as like it was after Overlord, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was like Overlord, the Predators,
G2,
Turbo Masters, and then
yeah.
that was the wave afterwards. And then
Yeah.
was it after that when we went into G2, or was there another one? I always get confused about it because, let's be honest.
Was he a light former, like Iron Fist? He had the thing on top, didn't he? That
Yeah,
Tracons.
Tracons.
Yeah, something like that.
Was Fear Swoop one of the Decepticon versions?
Yeah, the yellow jet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the ridiculous massive cannon thing
Yeah.
just clipped to the back of him. Streamlined, aerodynamic. Anyway, that's the foreplay. As Paul has rushed off to grab his, I'll ask one of you two. Who would like to go first? Rich, as it was your idea, your suggestion, would you like to lead us off?
Well, I've got just a couple of honourable mentions, and I will be quick. G2 Grimlock, because I showed him earlier, so I've got this is
Makes
the
sense.
one that I've got. Early 90s, I think, was G2, wasn't it? I can't remember. And I've also got a figure that I really want them to remake, a boss.
I want one of them.
Yeah, amazing. But the one I've picked is a modern-ish update, and it's either Collector's Club or Botcon, and I can't remember which one it is, but I got it from TFN. It's Electro, based on the Generations Cup mold. And the reason I picked this is that I had Electro. It was I forgot the word. Laser. It wasn't laser rods or something like that, wasn't he? And he was made of gold plastic, and he literally crumbled to dust. There is not a lot. Well, I tell a lie. The one I had as a kid crumbled. His leg completely fell apart because of GPS. But I got this from, I think it was Kapow, on the Sunday of TFN. I think it was even before COVID. It was only like 20 quid, something daft like that. But I also picked up a broken original Electro, and I managed to fix it up so it was still one complete thing. Put it in alt mode, and I've never touched it since because it will just turn to dust. But I thought this is cool because it's that G1.5 like era of stuff. It's got cool pink on and teal, but it's based on a figure that basically is extinct now. Still one. So I picked up Electro out my collection.
I remember somebody showing a picture once of their unsealed card version of that toy, and it had broken apart in the packet. It had just broken away. There was like a part that was snapped off. It hadn't like fallen off because obviously it's in the packet, but you could see the massive crack. And I remember just thinking, GPS. Yeah.
It's definitely the worst one I've had. That and my Pyro that collapsed about 3-4 years ago. I transformed it and fell apart. But yeah, G1.5 and G2 are really bad for GPS. Thunderclash is another one, isn't it? So
Guzzy had confirmed there that you were right, they're laser rods, and that you have the TFCC version. So there you go. Cheers, Guzzy. Right. So that was sorry, Paul. Now that you're back, Rich has done his choice.
Cool.
Which of course was CJ Pace. And do you want to go next as you've grabbed yours, or do you want a minute?
I can find him, and do you know what? I'm so excited because when you send me the list of what they are, I was like, I got one of those, but I can't find it. I was in the kids' box of Transformers. I buy a lot of G1.5 Transformers. They go into the kids' box every now and then. Stuff goes upstairs into the loft. Gone into the loft and Stalker.
Your sound's got a bit rubbish.
Oh, hang on.
It's got a bit.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Stalker. So is it Stalker?
Oh, Stalker. The missile.
It's not. ICB. Yeah,
ICB.
So I had him. I bought him. I bought him at the same time as Power Shot. I can't remember his name. Point Blank. Bought them at the same time. And
Point Break is a great film, though.
It is an amazing film, an emotional tour de force. In fact, next week, Foreplay, top 5 members from Point Break. Yeah.
Anything with the Swazi in it.
Swazi.
my mum once referred to him, Patrick Swayze, as that Patrick Swazi. And I just cracked up laughing. Oh yes, from Swaziland. Anyway,
so
that's a very good
think
choice.
Of something else.
If you told me in advance, I could have got mine out of the display cabinet and at least held it up so people knew what you were talking about. But it's a very good figure, Stalker. Very good. Who's next?
Go on, you do it.
Oh, me? Right, go on then. I'm going to go with... this is tougher than you think, because like I've talked before about how the Predator Snare was one of my... Well, it was my last ever Transformer bought as a child, as opposed to a man-child. So that's always had a very special place in my heart. But even though he's incomplete, and even though he's not broken really, but he's incomplete, it's got to be this lad. It's got to be Skyquake. He's just
nice.
Not having Overlord. I mean, if I had a G1 Overlord, it's Overlord, I suppose. But like, this is just the colors on it, and it's still on the TF Wiki. I'm sure it's this guy who has one of my favorite ever. You know, the little notes they put under the pictures, which are often hilarious, and the one for him simply said, "Taste the painbow," which I just thought was genius.
Brilliant. There's your t-shirt.
Somebody stick Lucan, if you're watching at any point, or somebody get the message to him if he's not watching, stick him on a t-shirt with "Taste the Painbow," and I will buy it, and I bet a lot of other people will too. But yeah, I love it. The jet mode is frigging immense. It's great. Yes, it's simple, like Transformation's simple, but they almost all were back then. Gold plastic, so you have to be very careful. This back bit often breaks off.
Why are you even holding it?
Mate, I transform this thing.
Where's
still.
Your gloves?
I've always snooker style ones. I was going to make a joke then, but we're going PG-13. I'll leave it. I just love it. I just think it looks fantastic. Anybody who's got one of these and you don't love it, there's probably something wrong with you, because it's just a fantastic toy. The problem is picking one up because they're often incomplete. It comes with a crappy little gun that all of the Predators come with, and it's made almost entirely of gold plastic, so it snaps. It usually snaps off in the hands. That's what happens.
That's what happens. Yeah.
It's like so common with them. But, you know, I always think if you treat it carefully enough and you just keep praying to the Transformers gods and occasionally sacrifice someone, then it should survive, and that's the important thing. But yeah, I'm not even going to transform him on screen.
You're stressing me out holding it.
No way I'm transforming it on screen, because I know for a fact if I transform him on screen, something will break off, and you'll literally see a man break down live on Transformers the show. Great television, but yeah, and I even added I just stuck a Decepticon thing on there, and then realised later on that because I did it after I'd had a few drinks, it's not straight. I'm not peeling it off. I fear the whole thing will crumble. But yes, I'm going to go with G1 Skyquake, who I've always called G1.5 Skyquake, but then Chris McFeely told me that it's not. So G1 Skyquake is definitely my choice. Buy one if there's any not falling apart.
Pete, Beast Wars, G1. What did you choose?
Yeah, what Beast Wars figure have you got? Wait, Studio Series.
If you can check, If you well, hidden gem. Could you share my could you share my screen, please?
So,
Bernie, calm down, look. Hurt you, Bernie.
Yeah. She just wants to see you cry, and so do I, to be fair, in a dark way.
Absolute set of bastards. Anyway, carry on.
I went. I don't know if I misunderstood the brief or the terminologies or didn't care, but I went G2.
Prime, so you're fine.
Yeah.
This
I went
actually
G2.
qualifies, Pete.
Go on! And I picked him.
Battle Beasts comment again.
All right, dickhead. I mean, Willie Ed. Fuck's sake! I'm trying. Do you know what? I'm just going to give up. I picked. I picked this version of Optimus Prime because I think in G2 he just didn't give a fuck. Because robots in disguise, not Optimus Prime, rocks up. It says it on the box, mate. You know who's rocking up. All right, mother trucker. And if that's not enough, he's got a backpack with the Autobot insignia on.
I never knew that went on his back, and I've had that toy since I was a kid. I never knew that.
Really?
Yeah.
What, till just now?
Till just now, yeah. I never knew it went on his back.
Oh wow. Well, there you go. Something to do after the show.
I'm actually quite excited. I'm going to see it.
G2 completely passed me by. But no, look, fair play at Prime. G1, he played by the rules. G2, the rule book went out the window. I would go as far as to say, as I bet the electric buttons for the sound effect just said, "I am Optimus Prime." There was no hiding. There was no hiding his role. So, yes, I could have picked Blue Grimlock. That's the obvious choice. But I think I went off-piste. And G2 Optimus Prime would have been my pick all day long.
Great pick.
I mean, it is basically a G1 toy, like the 1984 toy, and they've just recolored it. But it's fine, Pete. It counts because it was G2.
And if we're being honest, I only picked it because it had Optimus Prime, and I thought I could make something funny out of it.
Just for that joke.
Yeah, literally. I don't even give a shit about G2 Transformers.
Didn't you talk about it on a video once? It might have been the Thunderclash one, because the Thunderclash has Transformers written, emblazoned on his multicolored self down the side of the thing. And I think Few said something about it. They gave up on it being Transformers that were in disguise and just turned into Transformers that turned into cool shit. And that was it.
Okay. Right. It is now time for Social Corner, if that's okay, Pete. Now, we normally have... I thought it was quite a good intro for Social Corner, but Pete has a bit of a meltdown every time I play it. So, absolutely brand new.
Because I can't sleep.
Intro for Social Corner, which doesn't involve me staring at you. Here we go.
I could do without Monday morning, struggling out of bed and yawning. Didn't get home till 2:45. I could do with a D. I could do without the 9 to 5. Gotta work hard to survive. That's the last time he touches my knee. I could do with a D. I could do without the British weather. Halfway home at the end of my tether. Both of my feet are killing. I could do with a D. I could do with a D. I could do with a D. I could do with a D.
Social Corner. Social Corner. Right, Pete, what have we got this week?
Oh, dear.
Pete, you could do with a D, couldn't you?
the most disturbing internet search history.
I get myself a hernia laughing so much. Right.
Ryan Button or right. Oh, I just keep seeing the comments pop up now about everyone. Right, Ryan Button, well-known artist in the fandom, specialises in box art. Would you call it box art replica? I don't know, but taking variety of bots and making them into a kind of a G1 box aesthetic. Here is Scorponok, and the downside of doing this segment of the show every week is you realise you can't draw, because this is exceptional and I wish I could draw like this. Yeah, it's quality. So well done, Ryan. Here he is again with Saber, Victory, and Chris McFeely's just done a basics video on Victory, so give that a watch if you haven't. Where was this from? Facebook?
The Venn diagram of people who watch us and people who don't watch Chris McFeely is probably quite small.
Have you ever heard of Chris McFeely? Or
go and check out Chris McFeely, this up-and-coming YouTuber.
This has been over, I'm sure it is more than one part of Facebook, or not Facebook, social media, you know, Twitter and Blue Sky, that's what it's called. You popped this in, didn't you, Paul?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Is it 3D printed? It looks 3D printed.
I just saw it, screenshotted it, made sure I got the props to Checkpoint Alpha, well, Dynastic Plastic, and stuck it in. That's all I know.
Perfect. Well, whether it's 3D printed or a
I think it's a custom. I think it's a custom.
Okay.
It does look like Blokees, doesn't it, when you look at the connection between...
Yeah, that's what was making me thinking. That's what made me think about it. But very cool, Cobra Commander, exceptional. Graham Thompson, anything that's got those 86 spots in is just a treat for the eyes. Ultra Magnus and Hard Rad. Drinking about robots, surprisingly, another individual that's got the Fallen, and another one that's fallen in love with him.
So many photos of him in fire, though. It's
yeah,
and they're so good, and that's why I'm not even bothered. I took a couple of photos and posted them earlier in the week. I'm not putting them on when you see the other people's photos. They are so freaking good.
But the way he's managed to get the face illuminated as well. A exceptional photographer.
Very much so.
Rick, now I follow Rick on Twitter, and he's always posting vintage toys, whether it's from Master of the Universe or Thundercats or Transformers or anything. And I just saw this 85 line and they don't even, we're spoiled at the moment, obviously, with the engineering and stuff, but what you would give just to have that full line in pristine. I fell in love with the picture as soon as I saw it. So it's not really a piece of artwork or a creative photo, but it's just a big time dose of FOMO with all of those bots. They just look bloody lovely. And that's Social Corner for this week.
Great stuff. Great photos.
He's getting a bit scary in the chat. Has he had a couple of videos or something? No, Dave.
Yeah.
Coming out with some abuse.
We're cleaning the show up, Dave. Smutty man.
That's why we put out the swearing, like Pete just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried. I
tried.
Over
an hour. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Apart from possibly in the first half hour when someone swore. But apart, it's totally clean.
I think I swore quite a lot. Right. Let's do a discussion.
We now return to the Transformers.
Right, discussion tonight is how are the tariffs going to affect you, the Transformers consumer at home? We're going to get all the lowdown. Hopefully all of my guests and co-hosts have crammed hard on percentages, how it's going to affect. Obviously, we've got a 10% rule, but 46% is going to affect Vietnam. And the total cumulative is going to be 64%, which will hit China. So it feels like this could be a serious discussion and some big questions. Let's sort out. Let's get this sorted. What do we need to do, lads? How do we fix Trump?
Politics, the show.
Big questions.
Well, somebody tried to, but they missed. I don't know. there is a concern. Like if you go on Cybertron.com, they've done quite a good write-up of what the tariffs might mean, and they've quoted some comments by Chris Cox, #CoxOut, about how the tariffs are most likely to affect the cost of toys for collectors because they want to try and keep the cost of toys for children down so that they're still accessible for children. So, like, we speculated on whether this would affect us as collectors. And, you know, tariffs have been around for ages. This isn't like something new that suddenly there's a tariff. But obviously it's the tariffs on other countries that could end up having this, or is expected to have this knock-on effect of increasing the prices, definitely in the US, and I would imagine elsewhere as well. So how do we feel about that? Because I've seen a few people in the last few years who have said that they're getting out of the collecting game because it's just getting too expensive. I mean, do we think we'd stay in? Would we have to cut down or cut back on what we're buying? Is this going to have a knock-on effect on third party and stuff? I've seen some speculation about BBTS will have to charge more because they get a lot of their stuff from, I think, China directly. I mean, it not necessarily just a Hasbro thing. This could have a knock-on effect for all collectors of different Transformers. Discuss.
It's going to be the supply lines, though, isn't it? Because I think the relationship with maybe the UK and Europe and, you know, China, Taiwan, and stuff, I understand. The way I understand it, it's not really going to be affected that much. However, will Hasbro push all the prices up because the US stuff is now more expensive?
Exactly.
Probably. But I think when you look at he's playing a dangerous game, obviously, and we're not going to get into the whys and wherefores of politics and all the rest of it. But I think it's a different world now, and I think people will recognise that different regions probably they don't want to harm the revenue and the profit coming from different regions, right? So I think we could now, wishful thinking probably, but we could see us probably being a little bit unaffected, maybe. You know, the US collectors, collecting scene and stuff, I think are in trouble, and they're going to be really adversely affected. But I'd like to think that if we see an impact, it'll be quite small.
If we order from AliExpress or third party collectors, are we going to be all right? Everything comes from China. Like, would they put their costs up to other countries? I don't know. They might have to put their costs up, might they? If they're getting less. So the tariff's going to be charged at the US border. So the cost is going to go up for the stuff that they import in.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost them any more to make it, but their sales might go down to the US.
Agreed.
So they might put their prices up.
Going up. Yeah.
And the whole point is to force them to move factories and things like that to the US. I mean, that's the whole point of these tariffs is to try and force that. And like you said, a 46% tariff on goods from Vietnam. So
because China moved all their factories to Vietnam and Mexico the last time the US done that, and they've spent the last 5 or 6 years building these massive factories up in Mexico, in Vietnam, and in Africa, so they can
might, I mean, I'm not an expert on all this stuff, right? But there might even be some loopholes that, as Hasbro, maybe as a US company, maybe they don't get charged it as much. That there's gonna be. Trump's a businessman, right? Whether you like him or not, he's a businessman, and I think that he wants US businesses to do really well to drive their economy. If some of those businesses end up losing money because of this, then it's not going to have the outcome that he wants. So it'll either change or they'll find loopholes around it. I think prices will go up anyway, because any excuse will be to put prices up. Like, I mean, if you think about it, remember back in the day. I remember when I first started to get back into collecting at Combiner Wars. What were they, about $14.99 a deluxe, something like that? Now you're paying $24.99 deluxe. I think by the end of the year, I think we'll be okay this year, but moving into 2026, I think you'll see $26.99, $27.99 deluxes. Prices will go up anyway, and some retailers, businesses will just use this as an excuse, whatever it might be. Oh, it's these tariffs, just to get more profit out of it, right?
They ran a survey, didn't they, recently? And it was like, because obviously with inflation, a lot of supermarkets put their prices up. Like, inflation's cut back quite a lot recently, and all the prices are still the same in the supermarkets. They never pulled them back down.
Yeah.
I think fuel prices have just gone down, haven't they? Or are expected to go down. But I think that you made a good point, Rich, before, that there's an expectation that if they Hasbro put the prices up in America, they will put the prices up everywhere, regardless of whether they need to, because that's generally been what they've done. Is if the price goes up in America, we also get charged more, whether we should or shouldn't. I think you're right. I think we are going to end up paying more. Maybe we would have done anyway, but it's whether this is going to push it up. Like you said, maybe £26, £27 for a deluxe. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30.
Yeah,
we start to get into that territory. 40 then for a Voyager, and then 60 at least for a leader, if not 65. And
I think how it will, to the second point, how it will change collecting. I think it already has started to for me. Like, I'm not going and buying every single figure that comes out. It might look like it this week, right? Because there's loads of shit that's it, and I've got to get mad. But for the best, well, since Christmas, I haven't bought that much new stuff. Maybe one or two figures, and I think that what's changed for me is that I will wait for sales now. Things will hit sales. Things will be reduced. If I want to buy a new mold and it's not, my general rule is if it's G1, I'll buy it. Right, I'll pre-order it, I'll buy it, because I want to have the best G1 versions of those characters. But I'll wait for some of the other stuff, for animated, for Prime, whatever it might be. And I think that we're at the point now where we're starting to get the definitive versions of these figures anyway. Like, I'm never going to buy another set of Dinobots. Like, they're the best Dinobots that Mainline can ever make. I think it'd be the same with the upcoming Bruticus, with the area bots. Like, we're at endgame from my point of view. Like, I don't want to be rebuying them again, and I think that has an effect on this as well. In the next 2-3 years, or whatever it is, that when the prices do shoot up, am I going to really want to rebuy some of these characters again when they loop back round? I don't know.
I think you made the point, somebody made the point in the chat there, was it Sunstreaker Titan, about it's trying to force them to open up factories in America and have the manufacturing in America. But the write-up that they had on Cybertron.com pointed out that the average hourly wage in Vietnam is $3.10, whereas in America it's $17. That's a massive difference for any company. So it's like, Hasbro really going to shift their manufacturing, or are they just going to put the prices up because
it's cheaper to do that? It's cheaper to do that than it is to change all the infrastructure over, I think. But I think and again, Rich made a good point about Trump being a businessman, regardless of the other, craziness that he's responsible with. He's not. It doesn't serve his interest to put American businesses out of business. It doesn't. And I think there'll be some kind of loophole, or people will be coming to the table, and there'll be some reciprocating tariffs or deals, and then those numbers will drop. This is a kind of I'm the biggest geezer in the jail kind of thing, and if you want me on side, you've got to give me your dinner. That's what it will be. But I don't. We do need to be mindful that Hasbro's biggest revenue stream will come from the US, and if they lose that, then they start. We won't have a UK EU specific Hasbro stream. They'll just cut it. So that's something we need to be mindful of. But I wonder if it opens the door for you know, a consortium of UK retailers that, you know, get a container or something from, you know, straight from Asia, and you cut out that US line, you know, and there's no impact. There's no impact, you know. But I think,
well, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would, if it was my business and I'm going, well, hang on a minute, if I'm going to put it through the US, then my tariffs will go up. I'd reroute that round so it doesn't affect the rest of the world. That's what I would do. Yeah. So yeah, valid point.
All right. Well, I think there's stormy waters ahead. This did happen before, though. He did put last time he was in. He did put tariffs up, and China retaliated, and in the end, they all sorted it out. So fingers crossed, we get our Transformers. I know it's going to affect loads of third world countries really badly, but as long as we get our Transformers.
Did you see the video of him slagging off the trade deal with Canada and describing whoever put that trade deal in place as an idiot? And it turned out it was him, which was just the most wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life. It was wonderful. Just
I know we're trying to be PG nowadays, but sometimes he is such a cunt. Like, to the point it's funny sometimes.
PG rating.
Yeah.
Good evening, Hasbro.
Yeah.
I think we all need to prepare ourselves for the fact that as collectors, it is going to get more expensive. And you can argue it was going to get more expensive anyway, but I think it's the jump is going to be bigger than it would have been in that kind of more natural progression as a result of this. How much, we just don't know, so we can only speculate on it. I hope it's not too bad.
And you're right. And I think the reality of the situation that, you know, as it all goes in waves, even, you know, people, regardless of the price hikes, you get the new wave of Age of the Primes or Legacy, and there's nothing in there that you like, and you go, is this where I jump off? Because you're not bringing out toys that I want anymore. You know, and that isn't price related. So you there is an attrition rate of collectors, and this might force more people. But let's be honest, the deluxe prices went up. I'll still pay it. If it's a character I want, I'll buy it.
You can argue this has been going on for 15 years at least.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, Rich, the price of a deluxe, like what you could get it for, and it makes it sound like old men, but it's true. You know,
The
£10 for a deluxe, maybe £5 if it was on offer, and then now.
But this is the thing. I mean, if you give it another 5 years, like, collectors would have either dropped off because they've, as you were saying, Pete, they've got off because there's nothing that they like. Well, let's face it, the target market, it might be a cold winter and it might wipe us all out because of the age we are now. So the target market might be wiped out that way.
Not me, I'll burn plastic.
That's a cheer. Yeah, exactly. Imagine the fumes will get you.
It's not going to go on forever, though. My point is, it's been around 40 years now, and I know there's new people jumping on the fandom, and that's absolutely great. But they want to try and milk this for what it is. Yeah, and
it goes round.
And there we go.
The other thing I think of is like that Hasbro have always spoken about their desire to get more into the digital realm, haven't they? Which obviously there's no real tariffs there. There's no manufacturing. Yeah. You just kind of feel like, is that a sign of things to come? Are we going to see more digital content, more stuff you buy online, more skins and stuff?
Play with toys less. Like my eldest, he still likes an odd figure now, but it's more for posing. Like and collecting and taking photos.
Articulation. My kids are little, but articulation is a massive thing for them. They've got SH figure arts for Christmas, and they're only 7 and 9. But
do you think that's partly because of you, though, Paul? Because like you've got your collections, so they see these incredibly articulated figures that you've got, and so they've got more of an idea of it. Whereas your average child, whose parents aren't collectors, and obviously legends like us, they might not necessarily have that same desire for that kind of articulation.
I never thought about it like that. But now I'm genuinely
saying it's your fault.
Kids out there with really shitty articulated figures, and I know Mary's Mills does loads
and
of
they love it.
Like, I'm not knocking Mary's Mills, but who's getting SH figure arts into the hands of the 6-year-olds? No one. Apart from Paul's.
Who's going to step up like Paul has?
But do you think as well that because there's a lot of digital content and Instagram and such like, they see the genres and the toys they like. But you're right that they're seeing people posing them, and that's what's bringing them into wanting to pose them and stuff. Because I don't even know if I'm bothered about it these days. I don't know. We're digressing.
Kids get into the digital gaming because you can literally play as your character. You can be the character in the game, and you don't have to. It's like the whole thing about whether it kills imagination, because they don't need to imagine something, because there's a game usually where they can play as that thing or character or whatever it is. And it's the same with toys. Having said that, you withdraw all of that digital stuff from kids, they'll play with toys and absolutely love them. But if you honestly put it, like I know with my kids, if I put the toys and the gaming in front of the kids, they're going to choose the gaming first. That's not to say they won't play with the toys, but they will choose the gaming first 99 times out of 100, I'd say. And it's a different generation. It's what they've been brought up on, which kind of started with us. I remember like late 80s, early 90s, where we went from like toys was everything to, oh, look, a Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh, look, a SNES, a Mega Drive. The gaming became a much bigger part of it. I mean, you've all been through it too. But now it's kind of massively gone the other way. So I could understand why Hasbro would go into that kind of digital gaming element of it. It's just how much that means they cut back on toys.
And they have to finish a game as well, won't they? Instead of just teasing it for like 10 years. Like
Actually put it out.
Yeah.
Create toys for it, and then they don't want that. Nobody wants that. Or do the ending of the game that teases the next one, like Devastation did with spoiler alert, Nova Prime, and then not bother following it up whatsoever. Brilliant.
I would say the benchmark for it being too expensive, I think, will be when you go into the dealer hall at TFN and you don't have to queue to get to one of the stalls. That will be the benchmark. When you walk into the dealer hall and it's sparse, then you'll know, the fandom's got too expensive.
You just look up at the sky and go,
Toy Fu in demand and primetime toys have nobody around them that you have to fight fast to get to. That's
maybe it's got. Maybe you've played the cards. And I know that's only a snapshot in time in a 12-month period. But there is still plenty of money changing hands in toys. People just grumble a little bit more as they hand the money over. It ain't gonna stop it happening.
That's just you, Pete, in the last couple of years.
Yeah, great. And I always will, all right, because I'm a tight ass motherfucker.
but this is the thing. We will still buy them. We will. You won't just like switch it off. I know some people can, and they say, "Oh, well, I'm stopping collecting now," but I just can't. I can't see myself never collecting them. Like even when I'm an old man, for God's sake, like older than I am now, I'll still be buying Transformers. Oh, God, that's going to be so weird. Like 80 years old, the toy
asking your 40-year-old child to take you to Smith's to the new waves.
Taking the grandkids out for a day out. Come on, we're off to Smith's. No, the toys aren't for you. You know how this works now.
Matt just said the benchmark is maybe it's too expensive. It's when Jamie only buys one of a figure.
When you say that, Matt, Jamie will just have another budget, so don't worry about it. It'll be okay. We can all be relieved.
Isn't it, Jamie's budget? It can grow or shrink as he dictates.
It's like he does fucking quantitative easing halfway through the year. It just grows again. It's like, where did that come from?
Some economic headroom.
Right, so we just finish off, if that's all right. Just quickly, we'll, Xortrider, how's like the channel going? How are things go down? Sorry, so you had a little break, didn't you, for a couple of months? You've done a few videos recently. How's the channel going? Have you got plans for the future?
Absolutely none. To be completely honest. I need to start doing a few more, but I've had a good few months off because I've had a little lad in January. So my second son, George, so he's doing well, but it's hard work in your 40s to deal with a newborn again. So that's taken up a lot of my time, and work has got busier and busier. But I am going to try and do at least one video a month. I enjoy doing the quick one I put out the other week. I haven't got time to sit there and do all the funky editing that I used to do and all that, but I might just start sticking out some raw videos like the last one I sent out. But yeah, I'll try and get a few more out and done. But it's going to be an odd year for me because I can't make TFUK Con because it's Oliver's birthday party that day. Down for being born around that weekend.
Bring it along.
I'm not going to be at TFN this year because I'm going to Disneyland Paris instead. Yes, I know.
Whoa. We didn't discuss this.
Disneyland Paris.
Interestingly, I did a bit of really shit annoying maths when I was taking a shit on the toilet, right? As you do, and the cost difference between 4 days at the Hilton and buying all the TFN tickets for one person, and the same going to Euro Disney was only £60 more.
Whoa!
Hang on, though. Are you going on your own?
Wives listening to this?
No, I'm not. I've got the 2 kids and I've got the other.
I was going to say, so you decided to leave the wife and kids at home. I'm off to Disneyland. It's the time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like, I wanted to do something.
How you just ruined it for the rest of us, you prick.
Yeah.
Now.
I'll shit my life.
We could
when the wife
holiday to Disneyland if you stopped if you packed in that stupid Transformer toy shit.
Sing it out loud, for Christ's sake.
It's like Beetlejuice. They're going to rock up in a minute.
Ping, ping. The phones will start pinging.
Oh dear.
Yeah. That's it, really. I'm going to miss it this year, but sometimes it's good to have a year out, isn't it? I'll enjoy it even more next year when we go back. So, yeah. That's it.
Cool. COVID gave me a break. That was enough.
Congratulations, by the way, Rich. On the
I'm just happy I can still get
George.
it on page. 2 weeks notice these days. So.
Oh, and you, Richard, be bringing the tone down.
Yeah. 18 years later, was it worth it?
Right, let's wrap it up so we can get back to chatting about placentas.
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Right, that's it for Transformers the Show this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you're going to TF UK Con, we'll see you there. Head over to the Facebook page Transformers the Show. We will talk to you all week long, and I will post some memes. That's it from us. Thanks so much, Richard, for joining us tonight. Please go and check out his channel, Xortrider. He'll be posting in probably about 9 months' time. If not, I'm sure you'll see him when he comes to convention.
Remember, if you haven't already, and you can, please sponsor Pete.
Thank you again to everybody that has. It means so much to everybody. We're doing it. It really is a show thing, and we're just so grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, massive thank you, amazing, and just huge. Pete, you're amazing. Well done doing that. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
I could do without Monday morning.
Sorry, wrong one.
No, play that one.
It's time for Transformers, the show!